Thank you and welcome to SaleSprint. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through how to create or add users to your shop or your store. The users are the people that can have access to your shop. I'm using the enterprise architecture for the demonstration, which means it is not one person that does all these things. So we need to add user account. SaleSprint provides two ways to add users to your account. The first has to do with you coming to your company's control and then you drop down. Now, when you drop all the fields down, you notice that there are codes to all the records. For example, this is the company code. This is the branch code. That's the branch main operations. And then this is the warehouse code. All these codes are different. Now, one way to create users or to sign users onto your system is to copy this code and send it to any of the users that you want them to have access to your system. Now, this one will make it more secure when it comes to data protection because you wouldn't have access to the login details of the user. The system picks every activity that each person does on the system. So it is advisable you copy the code and then give it to which user you would want the person to sign onto the system so that nobody can actually act or impersonate anyone. That is actually one of the options. Now, the accounts that will be created on the page come in levels or hierarchy. If you give somebody a company code, it means the person will have company privileges. If you give somebody a branch code, the person will have branch privileges. And if you give somebody a warehouse code, the person will have warehouse privileges. So what I mean by privileges means anybody having the company account or the company code after they successfully create their account, they will have access to all the data that pertain to that company. And that includes all the branches under the company and all the warehouses for each of the branches under that specific company. Now, if you give somebody the branch code, the person will have access to all the data that pertain to the branch and all records or data that pertain to the warehouses that fall under that particular branch. So you need to know the access levels that you want to give to any of the user. So you give them the exact code that you are expecting. By saying all the record does not mean all the records. Basically, what I mean is that when they log in with their company account or the company or the branch account, per the role that you set to them, they are going to see data based on that role. I'll come to the roles and then you get to understand that very well. So let me try the first method, which is me giving the account to someone. And I want the person to have company privileges. So I copy the account, I come to the login page. On the sign up page, I select company because it is company code that I have. Now, when I place the company code over here, and then the person can create their own account using their own name. So I'm going to make it company user setup as the first and last name. And then the name, I'm going to make it, the email, I'll make it company. So comp.user@jomi.com. Then you choose a username. I'll make it company. Um, Let me make it Jomi company, and then I choose a contact. Now the contact is very important because anytime you want to reset your password, the system would use that contact to send your token to you, so it must be a valid contact, else you wouldn't be able to reset your password. After entering all the details, now assuming the code is wrong, so let me change this to 2. When you hit it, they said you have entered an invalid company code. Let me make this a branch. When I hit it, they said you have entered an invalid branch code because the code is not for a branch, it belongs to a company. Let me hit the company and then click the register. So registration successful. It means the person will have access to your company. So let me log in with the account we just created. And here we are, the account is successfully logged in. But as you can see, there is no record that is showing over here, no controls, no menu items, and that is because you have not yet set a role for that particular user. You've not stated whether the user is into logistics, whether the user is into finance, whether the user is into sales, whether it's a manager or a general admin to the system. So this is very good. It means that even if somebody peradventure the company code is compromised and somebody changes on it and uses it to create an account, they will still not be able to do anything in the system until you have specified the particular role that they need to occupy. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video that will talk about the second way to add users to your store.